Hello and welcome back in the new video. The fact that we live in a caravan for so many years really says a lot about our attitude towards earning money and spending money, and the same buying stuff and keeping stuff. We are very selective, we are super careful when it comes to buying and acquiring things, but there are things which make our full-time caravanning in the UK enjoyable, pleasant and maybe even possible. There are items we bought and we cherish every day, we use it every day, and we are so happy we have these things. It's not a big list of things, but I'm going to share with you some reflections and some observations about objects which actually make me happy. So join me to find out what's worth buying when you think about living in a caravan full time. Of course, number one is a dry caravan. It doesn't have to be fancy, but it has to be dry. And the number two item is an awning. And we are so happy with our all seasons awning, which we keep up in winter, and it serves us as our shelter, our storage, our cooking area. We really like this awning. We've had it for over a year and a half, and we kept it up during winter. It's a porch awning. It doesn't offer much space inside, but we like it because it means we don't acquire too much junk. It's still waterproof. It's lovely. We are really pleased with it, especially with the zips. In our previous awnings, the zips were given up quite soon in the process. This one is still coping very, very well. The next item are our windbreaks, which unfortunately are not available to buy anymore, probably because they are so decent. This one lasted us 3 years and we left it up for the last winter because we were sure it will not survive the winter. Well, it did, and it did survive one more season. As you can see, it's a bit green. It doesn't look brilliant, but it's still in one piece. It has a steel frame, and this awning served us very, very well for years. It took a huge branch to kill the second windbreak, and now we have our old Campa windbreak on this side as a temporary measure, which means it is time to replace both windbreaks for the next season. And that's the first one we got for the next season. Hopefully it will serve us just as Van Gogh. It's called Westfield Windshield Pro. Quite expensive, but in our mind, worth the investment. I am aware that this may be a controversial item. I love it. I absolutely love it. It makes my life so much easier because I'm the one who cooks, and it encourages me to cook more and to cook healthy meals. As you saw in the previous video, the caravan setup is not ideal for washing huge amounts of dishes inside. So a dishwasher, if you are on a fully serviced pitch, this one is my favorite piece of equipment we own. Love you, baby. And when it comes to cooking and cooking meals in no time, preparing quick lunches, an air fryer is brilliant, and we've made a separate video about the benefits of this one when you are caravanning. The next thing we treasure and love, and we are keeping it because it's still working, we don't care there are newer models, is our Bosch Tassimo coffee machine. And we love it because, well, we don't really drink much coffee, but what I like is that you can dispense hot water with this machine, and you prepare as much as you need. You don't have to boil a full kettle. I'm the only one who drinks hot drinks, and when I say I love tea, I mean it. Some of those things I'm talking about today are quite bulky and expensive. They were quite investments, but some of them are small and cheap, but make a difference, like those fairy lights. Scented candles. A Bluetooth speaker for sharing our favorite music and listening to music together. A wireless thermostat to keep the temperature at the same level. So if you're watching this video and think, ooh, I have other gadgets I enjoy having in my caravan, please share in the comments. Another of those humble items we keep, we've had it for years. It's a plastic stool which you can fold, and it's so practical in a caravan or in a motorhome. So at the moment it takes a role of a table for Diesel for his bowls, but when we travel we take it with us because you can sit on it inside, outside, you can take it with you. It doesn't weigh much. We've had it for years and it's brilliant. well recommended, a good buy. If you're preparing for living in a caravan or in a motorhome full time and you're selling all your bulky furniture and you're thinking, well, what to buy for my new lifestyle, what to ask my family to get me for Christmas, these are the items you will cherish. And another item is a torch, and if you have a dog, I recommend a head torch which you can recharge. It will save you loads of money on batteries. We've had this one for years. It's not the best. We are getting a newer one because now the batteries are not holding for so long. We have to charge it almost every day. But then in autumn, in winter, you use it a lot, so it still makes sense. Anyway, a good torch which you can recharge, and I recommend a head torch if you have a dog, so you have both hands free when you walk your doggy. Yeah, another item which we use almost every day and we are so happy we have it. It makes our life so much easier. Decent, sturdy clothing and footwear. This is probably a topic for a separate video, but I would like to stress the importance of really good, decent shoes which will keep your feet warm and dry in wetter months, because when you live in a caravan or in a motorhome full time, you probably live on a field or on a campsite. You don't live in a city, you don't live in an urban area, which means that there will be a lot of grass, mud, and you will be affected by rain and weather in general. So it's super important to invest in good pair of shoes. So at the moment my walking shoes look like that, and I'm testing Peter Storm. This is like medium range, not horribly expensive. I've only had it for 2 months. They seem alright, but I will tell you in about 6 months if they are a good investment. And even when you buy waterproof shoes, still get a can of spray for waterproofing like Scotch Guard or Fabsil to add extra layer and to add extra protection of to prevent your waterproof coating, you know, from damage. And top it up as you wear your boots. Top it up whenever you need to. So that would be my advice. Of course you need Wellington boots, but you also need good walking shoes when weather permits. Make sure they are comfortable and they you know, they last. It's not worth buying something cheap and buying another pair a month later. So I will link you some products we tried and tested in the past, and hopefully you will benefit from our experience. Okay, I'm really looking forward to your items and to the list of your must-haves and good investments for living in a caravan or caravanning full-time, or maybe not even full-time, caravanning in general. We are super careful when it comes to buying things and also keeping things. We only keep what we use, what we need, and what works for us. So whenever we observe that something doesn't meet our needs or doesn't meet our expectations, we either sell it or give it to someone, or we recycle it. We don't keep it because simply we don't have space for stuff we don't use or which don't serve their purpose. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and thank you very much for tuning in again to see what it's like to live in a caravan full-time in the UK. I hope you found my observations helpful and that I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.